I know that you must have seen lots of memes around Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Meloni, and there is also one of the important news, that is the stocks of the Parle had increased. They have jumped because of the Melody memes that are there. But at the same time, in this video, we'll not be talking about Melody. We'll be talking about the Indo-Mediterranean era, and we'll be analyzing the complete shift into the India's Italy strategic alliance, as well as IMEC, that is India, Middle East and European corridor, as well as the shifting global order that will be there in the complete analysis that we'll be doing on the platform of StudyIQ. And I welcome you on the platform. My name is Bhavar Singh Surya, MX India 115th course, and I qualified civil services in 2012. Now, when it comes to the joint op-ed that was published in May 2026 between Modi and Meloni, and over here, this was where the joint declaration position was announced about the bilateral bond between India and Italy. And it was announced that the partnership is the special strategic partnership between both the countries, which had been engineered for the emerging Indo-Mediterranean era. And ultimately, this charts critical milestone across the industrial, technological, as well as maritime domains as well. There is also macro strategic milestones when it comes to establishing an ambitious roadmap that surpasses 20 billion euro in trade by 2029, while solidifying the joint implementation of India, Middle East, as well as Europe Economic Corridor or AMEC. Both the leaders they have emphasized the values of the democratic innovation as well as strategic sovereignty when it comes to the public speech. Both the leaders they have given in the past as well. Now, when it comes to Indo-Mediterranean concept, this is where we are bridging Indo-Pacific and Europe, and this is a newly conceptualized strategic corridor which fuses the Indian Ocean region with the Mediterranean Sea as a single and continuous sphere of the technological, digital, energy as well as commercial flow. Rather than limiting the strategic calculus to the maritime boundaries of East Asia, the framework, it recenters the India's economic muscle directly into the heart of the southern Europe via the Middle East, and that is the Indo-Mediterranean corridor that we are talking about. Now, over here, what was the, initially in the past, these were the fragmented regions. We had Europe, Middle East and Asia. And this is the present unified space that will be moving ahead. And this is the IMEC corridor. And over here, Trieste is the gateway of the IMEC. And this is the new golden road that you can say. That is where when we are talking about India, so it will connect India through the maritime routes towards the Strait of Hormuz as well as Bab al-Mandeb. Then it will connect to the Suez Canal as well. Alright, so there are two routes which had been planned. We have the first route, that is Strait of Hormuz. We all know that this complete region had been under the turmoil since 28th of February. Alright, so Mundra as well as Mumbai and Kochi, the ports, they will be connected to Dubai and Abu Dhabi, as well as then they will be connected through the land corridors from the Dubai towards the Haifa as well. And also there is another sea route that will connect Dubai to Basora and then to Iskendrun. And ultimately from Haifa and Iskendrun, this will get connected to the Trieste. Alright, this is again a maritime route, and when it comes to over here, this is again a maritime route that passes through the Red Sea, and then we have Suez Canal, and again it gets connected to Trieste. And from Trieste, it will get connected to the complete Europe that is there, and this is the new corridor or the gateway of the IMEC that we are talking about right now. Now, when it comes to Trieste, it is a gateway to the Central Europe, and it positions itself into the North Italy. There is a port of Trieste that is there, and it will be the primary European maritime rail gateway that will circumvent the congested conventional lanes that are there right now for the trade between India and Europe. As well as there will be dual maritime rail network that will split into the eastern corridor that will connect India to the Gulf nation, and the western corridor that will connect Gulf to the Europe, and it will cut the free time by up to 40% as well. And this is not just about the trade or the tariff. It is about the integration of the high-speed regional data links as well, renewable energy or the electricity grids, and the specialized clean hydrogen transit that will happen through the pipelines as well. All right, now when it comes to the cooperation, so the cooperation between India and Italy will be in the tech as well as AI. where the focus of or the India's focus when it comes to the technology, it is about the Manav framework, where we place the human welfare as at the center of the technological breakthrough that aligns with Italy's pioneer conceptualization of the Al Gore ethics. That is where it safeguards the democratic values as well as citizen rights and the social equity as well against algorithmic biasedness. And there will be the frontier tech ecosystem where we will initiate the collaborative pipelines on the quantum computing, even the semiconductor resilience, advanced digital infrastructure and the space sciences as well. So over here we will leverage the Italy's manufacturing precision. Alongside that we have in India the highly skilled labor and the world-class software engineering talent pool that is available in India, and that will be a win-win situation for both India as well as for Italy. When it comes to the defense and security synergy, so we know that right now there are more than 1,000 of the active bilateral firms that are working between these firms. The bilateral firms, they are between India and Italy. And this is where we are seeing that there is no new fostering of the integrated supply chain resiliency when it comes to defense and security framework. So there had been shifting of the paradigm from the transactional buyer-seller dynamics between India and Italy, and now this shifting paradigm you can see into the defense industrial co-production, technological transfers and even the aerospace as well as naval joint development as well. In the maritime domain awareness, both India and Italy, they are moving towards the joint naval drills as well as information security protocols and joint security research at the hubs like La Spezia, targeting the vulnerable cable undersea cable infrastructure that are there and even the smart ports as well. Now when it comes to the strategic autonomy, it is very important to note over here that Italy has withdrawn itself from the China's Belt and Road Initiative, and this signals a decisive shift towards the transparent rule-based corridors that Italy is moving ahead. The newly minted Indo-Mediterranean corridor, it will act as the sovereign alternative, and also it will prioritize the financial transparency and the territorial integrity as well. So in the co-ed or the op-ed that was co-authored by Prime Minister Modi and even Prime Minister Meloni, over here it says that our cooperation mirrors our shared awareness that prosperity and security in the 21st century will be shaped by the ability of the nations to innovate, manage energy transition and strengthen the strategic sovereignty as well. So again, this is very important because Italy has withdrawn itself from the BRI initiative of China. Now when it comes to the complete Indo-Mediterranean corridor, so there are certain gaps as well as challenges as well. The first challenge is the Middle East volatility, because we know when it comes to the conflicts, there are conflicts in Israel, in Jordan, in Yemen as well. And that, they are the disruptions that will happen into the Red Sea route because of the presence of the Houthi rebels as well. And it will create a massive transit risk for the overland components of the IMEC, and ultimately that will delay the physical construction projects also into the complete corridor. There are also regulatory gaps when it comes to harmonizing the diverse train gauge measurements. Also the custom procedure and the transit tariffs and even the border operations across multi-country jurisdiction. Again, this will remain a quite of complex exercise that will have to be, it have to be seen into the future. Also, there is the challenge of the capital allocation, because it is very important that there has to be immense low interest capital that have to be secured for the high speed fiber lines, the smart grids and the dedicated hydrogen pipelines. And again, this will be a challenge that the complete Mediterranean corridor it will face in the future. But again, this is very important, and again these challenges, they will be overcome by the government, because we have the complete trust into the administration that is there, which is working right now to the finalization of the complete corridor, which will be a very quite important as well as strategic corridor that will develop between India and the European nations. Now, when it comes to the civilization, there is a complete civilization bridge that we can see, and that will foster the development of this IMEC as well as Indo-Mediterranean corridor into the future. Because when it comes to India, India had been guided by Dharma as well as Vasudev Kutumbakam, that is the whole of the world is a family. or it is one family. At the same time, we have seen the Italy that was the center of Renaissance, and during the Renaissance period, there were the humanist traditions. They were, developed into the region or into the Western hemisphere, and that is why this is the civilization bridge that will, bring together both the countries in a very amicable way. So ultimately, this will be a strong forward-looking partnership that is designed with the people which are at the center. It is beyond the economics, and it is a union of complementary civilization philosophies that are there. So that would be all in this video, but do not worry if you are preparing for the UPSC Civil Services 2027 or for 2028 and even for 2026 as well. So at StudyIQ IAS, we are moving towards the smart revolution, and there is a big surprise that is coming up for you on 22nd, and be live on 22nd on our platform at 7 o'clock in the evening, where we will be giving you this surprise that will transform your complete preparation for the UPSC examinations. Also, you can enroll into the GS Foundation Resolution batch that is in English, and you can use the code that is BRS Live for the maximum discount that is there. This is for the 2027 as well as for the 2028 batch as well. You can enroll into the GS Foundation batch and again use the code that is BRS Live for maximum discount. So that would be all in this video. Thank you very much guys for joining me over here on the platform of StudyIQ IAS. I will see you in the next, but till then, take care of yourself, as well as do not forget to like, share and comment into this comment section if you have any questions or doubts or even suggestions. So that would be all. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care and Jai Hind.